Hello, everybody. Laura back again. And this is Laura's Yarn Talk. And today I have Amber from Fostering Crochet with me. She's going to be my co-host. And basically, it's going to be the two of us getting to know each other and getting to know you as well. So let's see. We've got...
Ivy B is already
Mel said hi
here.
to me earlier today.
Oh, did she?
And then Ivy, what's her name?
I don't know. It says Ivy B Creates.
Ivy B Creates. Yep. I noticed that she was new.
Yeah.
I got up to 132 people today. So
did you?
yeah, my channel's climbing. It's amazing. Hi, Margaret. Thank you for joining us.
Awesome. Good evening, Margaret. Okay, so I am on my phone here, and I'm looking at my comments down here because I can see them better here. I can't see anything on my phone, so no, I can't.
Okay. Well, my big announcement for the day is that I got my first pattern on Ravelry. It took me 3 days to get through the process, and now that I've done it, it's like, oh, well, now all I got to do is make more patterns.
So this is very interesting to me, Laura, about Ravelry, because it never occurred to me to put anything on Ravelry. I don't even know how to go about putting a pattern on Ravelry. I mean,
me either.
Okay. Well, how did you do it then?
I just started, and it sort of walked me through it. And then if I had something that I didn't quite understand, then I would find the information on the web, the internet, and get my answers, and then go in and change what I needed to change and fix it, make it the way I should have been in the first place.
Right. Oh my gosh, that is so crazy.
It was quite the learning process.
I bet. Oh my gosh. So I have written several patterns in my own hand, but to actually write one out in so people can understand it, that's crazy. That's crazy.
My pattern is very, very simple. I named it Simple Combo Blanket. I could not come up with a name, and that's what came to me. It is so simple. I worked with OM Granny Square. She was pushing me. She was like, "You can do this. You can do this." So she was a big help.
That's so good.
And I didn't ask her a lot of questions, because of the time difference. But between here and South Africa, it's 8 hours, and yeah. So I'm going to bed. She's getting up. Hi, Samantha. Thanks for joining us. And I don't remember your name, Mobs, but thank you for being here.
That is an awesome name, MOBS, Yarnery and Cooking. Hey, that is awesome.
That is a good name.
I love the name.
So yeah, now that I've gone through the process, hopefully I can remember it the next time. But I did a video that I attached. I put the link on the pattern and managed to get it to become a PDF instead of having to pay for it. I did it for free. My husband's like, do it like this. So I did, and it worked. And I made the video the same evening, and talked about what I did, how I did it, basically like I did in the pattern. I just wrote my pattern pretty much like I was talking to a friend. This is how I did it. And then, like I said, CO for cast on, because I do know the knitting terms, and then BO for bind off, and SE for single crochet. And I did put in there that I do use US terms, crochet terms.
For sure.
But other than that, it was just like talking to a friend is how I wrote it out. So
okay. Have you guys seen me talk? Oh my gosh. It's like, okay, so now you want to single crochet, and then you want to do that like 3 or 4 times. Well, let's do it 4. No, let me count again. 5. No, wait, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, let's do it 4 times. See, I can't do that. Queen Mama, hello.
Yes, hi, Queen Mama. And Purple Yarnivore. I've seen you around.
Okay, so I would like to say something to the Purple Yarnivore. Trish, okay, oh my gosh. I wish I would have seen your comment earlier because I moved to Iowa probably about 8 or 9 months ago, and I didn't know any place to donate. I don't know if you guys saw it, but I donated like 12 ginormous bags of yarn, and I didn't know where to go, so I went to the Goodwill, and then I was reading my comments, and I was talking to my mom, and I was like, "Mom, have you heard of this place?" And she goes, "Oh my God, you should have donated over there." I was like, I can't run back to the Goodwill and grab it. So, Trish, thank you so much for your suggestion. I am going to donate. As a matter of fact, this is a women's shelter. And if everybody knows who Rose is from Rose Likes Crochet, she does it in her area. I didn't know we had one in our area. So I think that I really want to participate in donating locally. So I'm super, super excited to know about that. So if you, because I mean, you're from Iowa, I'm from Iowa, and we can get together on where we can donate our resources to.
Right.
I think that would be good. So, and oh no, I'm not saying that I want to be like Rose Likes Crochet. I'm not taking your donations. You donate yourself. I did that. No.
Yeah, so I got the video done, and I uploaded the video. I fixed it up, edited it, uploaded it, got the link for it, put it in the bottom of the pattern, made the PDF, uploaded it to Ravelry.
Okay.
And this was just the last few steps, mind you.
Right. I think, so, I mean, you're new, I'm new, we're both new at this YouTube thing.
Yes, we are.
It's not really intimidating. Well, I don't think it's intimidating, but I just don't know a lot. Does that make sense? Are you finding your way? It's hard to navigate a little bit?
From time to time. If I have a technical question, I go to my husband, and most of the time he can answer it because he's a computer geek. Other things, like how do I set up a pro shop in Ravelry? He wouldn't have been able to help me with that. I had to go to the internet for that. So
yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah. I did the dumb thing. I actually created my own site and paying for it. So I just thought that would be the best way.
I'm not quite sure I understood that.
I created my own website, so I'm not using Etsy, I'm not using Ravelry, I'm not using any of those sites. I created my own website because I felt like, and I don't know anything about Ravelry to be sure, but I felt like Etsy takes a lot.
And that's what I've been hearing too.
Yeah, and you have to be like a 5-star seller to get anybody to buy anything. Trisha's coming down my street tomorrow. Oh my gosh. Let me ask you this question. So you're from Iowa. I'm from Iowa, right? And you go on YouTube and you never hear anybody from Iowa, but then you post a video and they're like, "Oh my God, I'm from Iowa too." Have you found a lot of Iowans that way?
Not really.
Oh, I found like 3 so far. We're a rare breed. That's all. That's okay.
Yes. I have a girlfriend here in town that that crochets and knits. And she and I used to do what we called Friday tea get together. Okay. I'd go to her house. She'd make tea. We'd have tea. We'd crochet or knit, whichever. And we'd talk. And we did that every Friday. Awesome. Then she got a job. I think you see my point, Amber.
You need to go beat her up.
Oh, well. Oh,
yeah, well. It happens.
So I miss her. We did cut it down to once a month after she got the job. Hi, Katrina.
Who's Katrina? Because I don't see that. Oh, I see her. I'm sorry. Hi, Katrina. It took me a second to find you.
Margaret says, I'm from Winona, Minnesota area, but her eldest son lives in Des Moines, and she has a ton of family in Council Bluffs.
Nice. See, they come out of the woodwork. I just don't think you want to say they're from Iowa.
Well, I was born in Indiana. I was raised in Colorado, moved to Washington, then moved to Iowa. So I don't think of myself as an Iowan. I I don't know. 15
Uh,
years, 17 years, excuse me. 17
yeah.
years.
Wow. I'll get there someday. I always have said I was from Iowa, though I had never lived here. I am what's called
Okay.
a military brat.
Yeah,
So
I caught
I've
that
lived,
in some of your videos.
yeah, I talk about it often. It's really something that is a part of me. So, I've lived in many different places and I finally have come home because I wanted my children to meet their grandparents. I have children that have never met their grandmother before
Grandparents. Yeah.
because we have Zoom and we have the phone. So they see them, they talk to them, they can see their face, they can see how their hands move, they can,
There we go.
but
Yeah.
they've never physically been there. And it has been a joy to see my kids go, Grandma, are you working in the garden? Grandma, are you going to cook something? I mean, it is the whole flight of my whole life. It is amazing. Hey guys, thank you so much for being here. I am so excited that Laura actually invited me to her channel. I know, I don't do live, and I know Laura, you do lives a lot.
I
And
do a Tuesday.
yeah, so it's really cool, and I don't know. I guess I'm a little nervous about doing a lot, so I'm just going to be a
Well, when
visitor
you're
for a
ready,
while.
I can tell you how to do it, but let's not worry about that right now.
I'm good. I'm good. I'm perfectly fine.
Okay. Talk to me, Iowan. Was so excited to find your channel. Oh, that's what's that?
Trish.
What is her name? Trish. Yeah.
Trish.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, I found her a while ago and she really never said where she was from, and for a long time she didn't have her, like, I didn't know. And then one
Right.
day she said, "Hey, I'm from like right up the road." I'm like, "No, you're not." And then you came and you're like, "Hey, I'm from Iowa." I'm like, "What?" I was super excited. If you guys lived a little bit closer so we could just sit down at a cafe. I have this place called New Bull Market, and there's a little itty bitty yarn shop in there. It's like a
Oh.
it's like a place where people's, like the fair, not the fairs, but the vendor shows or something. It's kind of like that.
Okay.
So it's not really like a shop. It's like a vendor. You can go there and buy yarn, but it's not the same. It's not the same. So I need to find one near my area. Anyway, I'm all good.
I have Michael's and Hobby Lobby and Walmart's. That's it.
Wow. Wait,
Yeah.
but don't you live in a pretty big town, or no? No.
Sioux
Yes.
City.
Well, I
Yeah.
was just saying. I mean, I'm in Cedar Rapids, which is the second largest city in the whole day. But to be fair, I have a Michael's, I have a Joann's, and I have a Hobby Lobby, and they're all right at the same area, so I could just
Used to have a
literally walk.
Joann's.
Yeah.
I
You
used
you
to have a
don't have a Joann's?
Joann's. Nope, they shut down and left. That was years ago. That was 7, 8, 9, 2007, 8, 9, somewhere in there.
Wow.
Yeah, they weren't here very
I
long after
can.
I moved here.
Well, they don't really bother me. I like going to them, but I mean, if y'all love Joann's, then go to Joann's. If y'all love Michael's, go to Michael's. I love going to Michael's and Joann's. I really like going to Hobby Lobby too, but I'm sick and tired of having to wait for the
Right.
30% off week. Like,
I know.
what's the big deal? Urgh. Winona is
know.
not far from Iowa.
Yeah, I was reading that.
Yeah.
You have this area of the U.S. represented in the yarning community. I like that, Margaret. Hi, Kay. Thanks for coming and joining us.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. We it's almost like Sioux City lost some of its status, and we started losing things. Like there was a yarn shop when I first moved here, but I didn't know about it until I found out it had moved down south to, like, I don't even remember, Virginia, North Carolina. The gal had moved and she'd taken her shop with her. that I didn't find out about it till she left.
Hey, we did have a yarn shop, but she's gone. I'm like, that doesn't do me any good.
Thanks for telling me. I can't spend my money there if she's gone. Hi, Cheryl. Thanks for joining us.
Cheryl, I'm so happy to see you. Thank you for coming. Cheryl just dropped me an email, and I absolutely want to talk to you about, because I don't know how to pattern right, and she has offered to help me do some stuff. Because, I got ideas all the time in my head. I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know. That's why you have 15,000 whips. That's why I have 15,000 whips.
I know. I have the same problem.
You do have the same problem?
Yep.
Oh.
And sometimes it's like, ooh, I like this idea. And I start thinking about it, and I forget to write it down. And it's gone.
Yes.
So I've started at least drawing myself the most terrible looking pictures and writing down my thoughts along next to it, so that if I don't forget it that way.
Well, Cheryl, you're so funny. Yeah, so I really, really want to work with somebody, just even, I don't care who it is, because I don't know how to pattern right, and maybe it's because I don't have enough confidence, or maybe I just really don't feel like it. I haven't decided yet. I haven't decided. Madonna! Hi, girlfriend. How are you doing? I'm so glad that you're here.
Write them down she writes them down as she crochets them. Yeah. It's sort of what I was planning to do. It's just that if I don't put my thoughts down and draw a picture of the idea, then it's gone with the wind.
Definitely. So, I have like little piles, and but I love participating in cows. I love doing that. I don't know if you like it or not, but I really like participating in a community event. So I have decided to do the bag. It's right here beside me. That's why I'm looking.
Right.
The Bag O' Day crochet, because I just wanted to want to do one.
Yeah. No. Well, I haven't been at this for very long. I started watching YouTube in June, and maybe late May. And that's when I first found, who did I find first? Kim, Affordably Crafty.
Love Kim.
After a couple months of Kim, I found Crystal, Bag of Day Crochet. And then after watching those two for a while, I'm like, you know what? I think I could do this. And then I let myself think about it for a couple more months before I finally did it. So I am the novice here.
Yeah, so spanking new. Well, I used to do Facebook. I used to do something completely different than this, but
Hi, Madonna.
Okay, Chris, give me a second. I'll participate. Good God, she's bullying me. You see that she's bullying me, right? Mm-hmm. I'm live at that.
Hi, Madonna. Thanks for joining us. And yes, I know you live about an hour away from me, but I don't drive hardly at all right now. So, and I probably never will again, but that's beside the point. So let's see. What did she say? Bought is my first. Oh, well, I'm reading the wrong one. It jumped. When are you going to participate in my Cal? Okay, gotcha. That's what you were referring to, Amber. And I hadn't read it yet. Okay, yeah. Cheryl says, Bod is my first Cal. Usually I like to know what the end result will be before I start. I trust Crystal enough to dive right in. Yeah, I trust Crystal too, but I've got so many projects that I need to get finished. My blanket for my daughter before she comes home to get her PhD in psychology. She's already got her job. That's why we moved her in December, was for her new job. And then I've got the blanket I started when I was pregnant with my son in 1993.
I'm trying to do math. I'm like, what?
Wait. I said that wrong. 1996. 93 was my daughter.
Still, in the 90s, though, that's pretty far away.
That's right. Okay, well, it gets worse. I also have my mom's that she started when she was pregnant with me. So it's 56, 57 years old, because I'll be 57 this summer. So
that's
I've got to finish that. Yeah.
You need to finish that blanket.
Hi, get it
Connie.
to her.
How are you?
Connie, awesome. Thank you for showing up, sweetie.
I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Appreciate everybody, whether you're watching this live or as a replay. Appreciate all of you.
Well, you know what? So I wanted to talk a little bit about a live. And I think one of the things that I'm afraid of going live is the dead air. Does that make any sense?
I totally understand that.
Yeah.
I wanted to write ideas down, and then I did it. I went through them so fast. I've done it in 15 minutes.
Oh my gosh, you're so funny.
Yes, I do have some vintage whips.
That is so funny. Hi, Anita.
You have the yarn? Yes, I do, Margaret.
That's awesome.
I still have the yarn that was left over from when my mom was working on hers, and I used a lot of the yarn. What? I
said that's probably worth some cash by now. Vintage yarn is a huge thing.
Well, it's only like a half a skein of black wool, and I have to use it to finish the blanket. So, but mine, I used most of what was left of my original colors that I had bought in the 90s. I used on my daughter's blanket.
Wait, are you even close to finishing anything? I'm not. I can say that for sure. I'm not. No. Now, I have grandchildren, so I have obviously made blankets for them. I make them all the time, but like for myself, I don't really. And I did all that stuff before, so now I like having my whips. They make me happy. I'm not going to apologize for the 1,500 that I have. So I'm good.
Hi, Crafty Critter. Thank you for joining us. And Madonna, you're definitely right there. Depending on who's in your live, dead air can be a blessing.
Well, I am comfortable with y'all. Is that me? Am I a squeaker? Oh no, you're the squeaker.
No, it's my chair. Sorry. Okay.
I'm like, wait a minute.
Nothing I can do about it.
What?
There's nothing I can do about it. I don't have an oil can handy.
Mine, it came from the restore. So it squeaks every once in a while, but I'm actually sitting on my leg right now to prevent it from moving and squeaking too much. So, you got to do what you got to do. Got to do what you got to do.
And I've got to constantly be shifting because my back is really sore today. So.
So I have a list I actually have to make because Madonna, you have actually sent people my way. I really do appreciate it. They come to my channel and they were like, hey, Madonna told me you were funny. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I was super happy. And I want to thank you super a lot for doing that. And then apparently Mama G watches you. So she also does a thing. And she said, hey, I was watching Amber. Your trickle down effect, I think, really helped me out. And I'm over 650 subscribers. So for Madonna, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for helping to contribute to that 650. It really is awesome. So. Dead air gives you the time to read and respond to comments.
You're absolutely right. Reading that.
Well, I have watched other lives and I have participated in other lives. And I think that comments sometimes do get missed. And it is kind of a shame.
They definitely do.
Yeah. And I just want to make sure, and I apologize if I interrupt you, Laura. I just want to make sure that I personally am saying hi to them as well as you.
Hi, Scraptastic Yarns. Thank you for showing up.
Jane. I just want to say something real quick about Jane.
Okay. She joined my channel yesterday.
I have been praying for you. I have been praying for you. And I swear to you, I love you so, so much. And I don't know what else to say except that may God be with you. I love you so much, Jane. Jane threw a whole bunch of people my way as well. They came over to my channel and because Jane does shout outs like every week or every other week.
Okay.
And I got several from Jane as well. So I'm super happy. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
I'm so happy. Yeah,
I've had Connie and Linda Simpson both have done shout outs for me.
I love both of them. Connie, I watch her lives. She has a lot of people on her lives. And then I watched Linda. She was just live not too long. No, were you live? I just saw a video of yours, Linda. Was Linda here? I didn't see if she was here or not.
Well, I haven't seen her yet. No.
Oh, yeah, she's probably sleeping. It's a
Yeah,
little
she
late for
probably
her.
is. Personally, it does not bother me if my comments get missed. Comments can get overwhelming at times. That's very true, Margaret.
Yeah. And then and I appreciate that. Thank you for saying that. It's so awesome. I actually started watching Laura because you came up as a suggestion. And I was watching tutorials at the time. And I was like, what is this coming up? And I'm like, I already know how to crochet, you know? And it was like single crochet. And then you just uploaded. Are you getting ready to upload another one, or did you just upload it? What was that one that you just did?
It came out today. I can't remember which one it was.
Oh, okay. It was something I don't really do. And so I was looking at it. I was like, what is that? So it took me a long time to do a tutorial on YouTube. That was nerve-wracking. I don't even know how you do that. Nerve-wracking.
You know, I thought the same way when I first started doing some videos in, I think it was November. I didn't even start my channel until December.
Crazy.
Yeah. But I was like, okay, I got to get used to this idea. And then my girlfriend said, you know, I haven't crocheted in years. Maybe you can help me learn how to do it again. And I'm like, okay, I can do that. I'm like, I said, do you remember any of it? She's like, not at the moment. And I'm like, okay, I'll start at the beginning. So I sat there and I played with the camera. Well, my phone on a stick, basically. Where should I do
Absolutely.
this? And, all that good stuff. But basically I just sat there and thought about her and just, okay, I can do this. I know I can teach. I taught my daughter how to knit. I taught my son how to knit. I taught my son how to use a sewing machine. Of course, they were both younger, so they sat in my lap and just watched what I did. Yeah. I did not get to teaching either one of them crochet, though. And so that was the other thing behind it. But I just thought about her being there in the room with me. And I'm like, okay, and this is how we do this. And this is how we do this. And it actually just flowed. I think I got most of it done in one night, maybe two. And
yeah, that's
flowed.
I think, yeah, for sure. I think I get a little nervous because I don't see myself as teaching one person. And I think that's my mistake. I should just teach one person instead of trying to please everybody, because you're never going to do it anyway. So why even try? Right. And by the way, Trish, I don't have your lovely voice. Okay. You must love doing those tutorials because I can listen to your voice all day, but I don't have your voice. So
Cheryl says, Amber, have you sent an email to Linda to ask for a shout out?
I have not, and I probably will not. I'm very uncomfortable with that. Not that I love Linda, but I'm just uncomfortable asking. Listen, I'm 53 years old, and it's really hard to ask for help. Don't you feel that way? Sometimes it's really hard for me.
I emailed Linda Simpson just to find out how to do a live. I had been emailing with Connie at the same time, but I was like, I want more information than just from one person. And so I said, how do you do this live thing? Could you explain some of this to me? And she did. And then she checked out my channel and then emails me back, I'm going to do a shout out for you. Like, I didn't even ask for that. I was just like, how do you do this? And what do you do? And,
yeah.
So, that was amazing. Let's see. I read something about, Trish loves doing tutorials. That you would answer that one.
Yeah.
Dee's lives are a great place to get new friends. That's true. Hello, Laura, and hello, Amber, from Little Crafty Bits, Tiffany. Hi, Tiffany. Thanks for coming. Okay. Oops. I got to shift this again. There we go. I have 3 boys and there was no interest in learning to crochet. They rather just have a finished blanket. Well, I understand that.
I hear you.
Camera can be a pain when first learning to do tutorials. Yes, it can. That was the hardest part, was how do I do this and show my hands, but I've got the hang of it now.
Yeah, I think my hands
too. Go ahead.
My hands would always come like down and they would go out of the camera. I'm like, I gotta put it back up. And then they go back down and out of the camera. I gotta put it back up. So you kind of have to crochet. What I figured out, you have to crochet looking at the camera, looking at your hands instead of looking
at. That's what I finally learned too.
Yes, that was hard. And it's still hard to do. You're like, wait a minute, and then you twitch your head over, like, oh yeah, okay.
And it's hard for me to. It's even with my bifocals. It's hard for me to see what my hands are doing if I'm not up in my face. So yeah, I had to learn to watch the picture on the camera as well and keep my hands in the screen too. So
yeah, Cheryl, you're awesome. Thank you so much. All right, I'm finished with the coffee. I'm going to switch to my other drink. I'm going to try to go to sleep tonight. Oh my gosh. No, it's really fun. Wow, that sounds hard to do.
It's just the learning curve, Margaret, more than anything. She says, wow, that sounds hard to do. It is, but it's just a learning curve. Once you get the hang of it, you're fine.
Yeah, and the I still can't stop talking though. Even when doing a tutorial, I still can't stop talking. I'm like doing okay, I need you to crochet a single crochet in the next 5 single crochets. And by the way, while you're doing that, oh my God, there's a bat in my house. I just can't stop talking. So
I guess that's where being an introvert helps me.
Oh, I am so not an introvert. I am so an extrovert. It's so funny because I see a lot of people on here and they're like, oh, I'm an introvert, I couldn't talk. And I'm like, oh no, definitely not like that.
Yeah, I'm an introvert with extroverted tendencies. So I do enjoy people and being in a group. But
yeah,
and I have other issues that cause being in a group to be a problem as well. So
I know. I don't know. For me, I was raised a military brat, so every few years I had to leave. I had to leave where I was. I had to figure out how to make new friends, and being an introvert would not have served me. My brother is completely an introvert, but I had to make new friends. I'm the eldest in the family, and so for me and my brothers, it was I just put my mouth out there and got it stuck in my foot in my mouth many times, but still we got friends that way. And they didn't like me at first. They're like, oh my God, who is that? But then I grew on them. But yeah, that really helped me in moving. I moved all of my life, and I'm hoping Iowa is my last move. So
yeah, I understand that.
Let's hope.
My husband is a Navy brat. So
oh yes, we can connect. We can connect. Hooked by Deneen. How are you doing?
Oh, I missed a comment. It must have popped in at the bottom. I was reading
total extrovert. Carol's an extrovert.
Connie's comment.
Oh, quiet time for Tiffany.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. I don't even know what that is. What's quiet time? I don't know what that is. I have no idea. Okay. I fostered.
That's pretty much me, Cheryl.
She's awesome. I love it, Cheryl.
That sounds like you had some quiet time, Tiffany.
Oh, she's knitting. I don't know how to knit.
Oh, good. Knitting fun. Hi, Laura Coffin. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. I'm having so much fun. It's already 7:30. I can't believe. I mean, obviously you can believe I've been talking that long, but I can't believe the time went by that fast. It's amazing.
Well, Trish, you and I are a lot alike because socializing is exhausting.
Oh, well, you know what? Some people get their energy off of it, and some
That's right.
people,
Don't.
you need to sit back, relax without anybody, so they can actually get their energy back.
That's
So, I
right.
mean, it really is how you interact with the world, and this is how I interact with the world. And because my children don't want to hear me talk about crochet, well, you get to see my beautiful face a lot. That's why.
Well, every time I watch one of your videos, Amber, I end up laughing. And I mean, my husband is a prankster, a joker. And I've just, after 30, I don't even remember how many years at the moment, it's, it's kind of like eye roll instead of a laugh. But you get me laughing every single time.
Oh my God. Well, because I get interesting things that happen to me. I don't mean for it to happen. They just happen to me.
They just
It's not my
happen.
fault. It's not my fault.
Jay,
This is your third life. Oh, Trish, I know what that is.
Well, I'm close, Trish. I can't remember what my letters are, but I know I'm an I, an F, and a J.
I don't know what my letters are.
If I'm an N or I think it's N or T. Anyway, I'm close. We're close, Trish.
Nah, I'm probably completely opposite. But
well, you're definitely an E, Amber.
Okay, yeah. But to be fair, I don't have to have people around. So I know people that can't stand being alone.
Right.
I'm like, I am perfectly happy in my own company. You give me a crochet hook and some yarn, I'll be good. I will be good.
So you might be an extrovert with introverted tendencies, like I'm an introvert with extroverted tendencies. My numbers were like very, very close together when I took the test. So my E and I were really close.
I don't even know. I didn't do it, so I don't, it is what it is. But
yep.
And I have a very huge, large family. It's hard to be an introvert when you have such a huge family. Yeah. I'm pretty much related to half of Cedar Rapids. Someone's at my door.
Okay.
Oh, do you wanna... really? Tiffany? Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. Thank you so much.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm looking at that butterfly blanket pattern. I've got so many things I need to finish first.
Yeah. How do you do that?
I have to find someone that is able to get the 100 hats and scarves shipped to Poland to help. Oh my heavens. You're going to have to tell us more about that, Deneen.
For sure.
Yes, you are going to have to tell us more about that.
All we're doing right now is watching TV and watching what's going on over there. And it's really, I really don't want to get into it too much. It's kind of, I have to answer questions for my children, though. I'm like, what's that? What's going on? Because it's everywhere. And you know what? They keep telling us, like, oh, you shouldn't let your kids play video games because you're going to desensitize them. I'm like, you have it on the dang TV. I'm not desensitizing my children. You're desensitizing my children. Crazy people.
Mm-hmm.
You are? That's awesome. Thank you so much, Tiffany. No way. Madonna, you have a niece that lives in Cedar Rapids? That is so cool.
She's always complaining about not being able to find yarn.
Yeah.
I think, Amber, next time you want to get rid of yarn, you should do some boxes on your website and see what happens.
I still have gobs of yarn and a lot more coming in, you guys. Yeah, really, Trish. Well, so the lockdown didn't affect me because, one, I worked for a company that has a military contract, so we can't be shut down. So I was never out of work. I always was working, and everybody's like, oh my God, I wish I could go back to work. And I'm like, oh my God, can I just have a few months off? And it didn't happen. I'm like, you are cutting into my yarn time, people.
And my story on that is totally like Trisha's. Lockdown was just my normal everyday life. I got up, I went to work, I came home, I made dinner. I had a morning shift and a night shift. It was crazy, but lockdown didn't change my life at all. I still had to drive my car, and I'll tell you, it was nice to have the streets and the highways almost empty of people.
Totally empty. Awesome. It was so weird, though.
It was.
So weird. Okay, so I found out a couple of things about the lockdown. Let me tell you one of them. I cannot teach my children. I cannot. I can give them values. But I cannot teach them, because you can't teach your children at the same time as parenting your children. Now, honey, the E goes before the I when it's after a C, and you can't do that. I'm like, did you hear what I just said? I can't. So, yeah. So, I had
homeschooling my son would probably have been a better solution for him, but it would not have been a good solution for me.
No. Oh my gosh. So, I got a daycare, and she happened to be an assistant teacher, and of course she was laid off, sort of. And I gave her my children and paid her, to like a daycare, I guess.
Yep.
And she actually taught my children. So I was like, thank you. I don't care. Half my paycheck went to her. Half of it. It was so worth it. I'm like, here, take it. Because they'll be happier. I'll be happier. It's just, Oh, you dairy farm. So you never did shut down. Okay. Awesome.
Okay. Hi, Nancy. Thank you for joining us. Glad you're here.
Nancy has been with me from the very beginning. She has always commented on all my videos. I really, really appreciate it. And I got to say one thing about YouTube and comments. Y'all, I don't know what the problem is. They are addicting. I get up in the morning. I check my bank because I always need to know where my money is. And the second thing I check is comments. And every time I see a comment, my heart goes, just put patterns.
Yeah, I did that too. And I want to say thank you to Nancy also, because she joined my channel today.
Awesome. That's awesome. Oh, yes. For Deneen, I don't know if I'm saying your name correct, Deneen, but you definitely did not get paid enough during the shutdown and had to teach those children. I had no idea. You can complain all you want about teachers. I had no idea, because they don't just teach your children, they babysit your children, and I will pay them as much as possible to do that.
That's very true.
I'm like, no. What do you mean you want another snack? What do you mean you have to go to the bathroom? Do you ever learn? Do you ever sit down? And then they don't sit down. They sit there and just make noises. Stop making noises. So I am so happy for you I'm happy for me, actually, that you didn't close down, because we needed you so bad. I'm so happy.
Yes, Cheryl, my heart does a little pitter patter too when I find comments.
I don't know why it does. And for me,
it reaffirms that we're doing something good. At least
does.
For me.
And I hope that that's what it does for me. I do not want to be, I love all of you who participate in my channel, and I'm not sure if this is going to come out right. I don't want to feel like I have to have it to live. Does that make any sense? I don't want to feel like I have to have validation every single day. I love it. I appreciate it. Like I said, makes my heart go pitter patter, but I really don't want it to be, because I have teenage girls. Well, not anymore, but, and they were so addicted to Instagram, and they were so obsessed with how many followers they had. And they were so obsessed with, oh my gosh, I got a notification, and oh my gosh, I got another one. And I always told them, like, you don't need those people to validate you. You are special just the way you are without their validation. So I'm trying to practice what I preach. So hard to do. So hard to do.
Well, okay, so I didn't mean it quite the way it came out then, but I couldn't come up with a better word.
No. I mean, I totally know what you're saying. I told you I wasn't going to come out right. I told you.
Well, I'm not sure that the word I used was quite the right one. I tried to take a second to think and make sure, but yeah, that's me.
Yeah,
I've been
no,
that
I
way
get
my
it.
whole life, and now I have medication that makes it worse. So what am I
Oh,
going to do about it?
nothing. Just move
Nothing.
on, wake up tomorrow
Yep,
and do it again.
that's
Yeah.
right.
So, but I got
Just
to
keep
tell
trying.
you, yeah. And YouTube has done wonderful things for, I think, me, for you, for especially, and I'm speaking for you introverts, and I apologize because I don't know. It really is, I think, I don't know every community, but so far in this particular community, the crafting, yarning,
Right.
crocheting, knitting, I have felt nothing but love. Nobody has ever said, "Oh my God, what are you doing? That's not how you do that." Or,
Right.
your video sucked, and oh, you don't know how to crochet. Nothing like that. It's
No.
like you can do it. You can do it. We believe in you.
Yep.
You can do it. It is positive reinforcement. It's like everybody's just rooting for you. And
Mm-hmm.
I think, yeah. And when I was younger, I don't think it was that way. I think I didn't really have a lot of course, my mother, obviously, my father supported me, but even some of my friends didn't understand why this was so important to me. Why,
Mm-hmm.
how much, what crocheting does for me. It calms me down. It is a safe place for me. It is,
Mm-hmm.
when people go off to the Bahamas to get away from it all, I get away from it with my crochet.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it. So,
No, you did
yeah,
good. Hi,
yeah,
Deanne.
yeah. The
You're
yarning
right. The
community
yarning
is really
community
awesome.
is awesome.
Yes, it is.
Could we say that together again?
Yeah, listen, Coke. Do you remember Pinch Poke? Owe me a Coke. That's what I used to say when we were younger. Pinch Poke, you owe me a Coke. Mm.
Crochet
It is
is my
so
happy
funny.
place.
I see. It's a little, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it is a buzz. You're right, Cheryl. It totally is.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it too.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I hope you're having fun. I'm having fun. I was a little nervous today about it. Because the other lives that I've been to, there have been more than one person. There have been a couple of
Right.
people. So whether I was not talking or not, and they were talking, they were yipping yapping, and so I could just sit here and watch.
Right.
So
Right.
it is
Crochet
a
is my.
drug.
Oh,
Yes,
yep. Yep.
drug. I love it.
The thing is, the crochet itself does not take away my pain. That's why I got the
No,
pain pills.
right. No, I hear you. Do you have? Yeah. So I don't have to take anything, any medication or anything like. Well, yeah, that's not true. I got hypothyroidism, but nothing like.
Yes.
I don't have chronic pain or anything like that. But it really, it's so funny because I always say, they're like, Amber, why are you so calm all the time? Like nothing ever bothers you. I'm like, because I count to 10 all day long.
Long. Yep. I remember you
I
saying
count,
that in a video.
I count to 10 all day long.
All day
And
long.
if you try to interrupt me, I'm going to count to 10 louder.
Yes, that's what I do. Sitting in front of the TV, I can handle the TV, and I'm counting along in my head, watching TV, and then my husband or the friend that lives with us,
Yeah.
Eva, one of them will start talking, and I have to count out loud because it's like, no, I can't hear myself now. You're over here on my left ear, which is my ear that hears everything. Let's just put it that way, and it's just like I can't focus now, so I have to say it out loud.
And it's so funny because I told my kids, I'm like, why are you counting louder? I'm like, okay, so when I say 5, 6, 7, 8, that means I'll be with you in a minute. And I can't tell you I'm going to be with you in a minute because I'm too busy counting. But when
That's
I'm done
right.
counting, then I'll talk to you. But yeah,
Yep.
I'll just count louder.
Okay, let me do this chain here. I've got to get to 186, okay?
What does that
and
mean?
Going along, 1, 2, 3,
Oh, yeah.
you know, in my head, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, you know, and somebody comes in and says something to me, and I'm like holding it and trying to remember the number at the same time.
Absolutely. I'm like 185, 185, 185, 185, 185. What did you say? 185, 185, 185.
Exactly.
Okay, yes, you can have chocolate milk. 185, 185, 182. Wait, 185. What did I just say?
Yeah, because you know how far you got to go, and you can't remember the number by that time that you were on. Yeah, I know. Exactly.
You're like, just don't even talk to me. And then I don't get mad at myself ever. I get mad at them. You made me lose my mind. And it's really not that big of a deal. I can start again. But for me, it's harder to count my chains, especially if it's a chain row.
Right.
I have to rip it out and do it all over again. I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. I'm like doing this. I can't. If it's too long of a chain, I can't count it. I just have to rip it out and just do it again. So
I understand, and that's why I got so tired of doing that I started putting a stitch marker every 20.
Oh.
So I can count to 20 very easily. Okay, there's 20, there's 20, there's 20, there's 20, you know, 20, 40, 60, 80. And so, yeah, solved my problem. I don't rip my chains out anymore.
Well, you know, what's funny is I actually didn't do that before. Then I watched Krista at the Secret Yarnery, and she does it all the time. She's like, but I'm like, oh, wow, that's pretty smart. Why didn't I think of that? You just don't think of stuff like that sometimes.
Sometimes you don't. Yeah.
You're like, oh, well, I guess I could do that. Whatever.
Yes, Nancy, a lot of us are a lot alike in that area, I think. Laugh out loud. That's so me. OMG, that is me. I guess the other one was Tiffany. So Tiffany and Nancy are laughing at us about the way we do things.
Well, see, that's okay. So that's why it's great to be in this community, because we know what we're talking about. You know what we're talking about, and it's so much fun to share that experience together. I love that.
Oh, yep, Cheryl. I do that too. Oh man, I don't know how many times. That's why I started doing every 20 stitches. Because I was like, okay, was that 79 or 89? Oh, I'm not starting over.
Sometimes I just wing it. I know how to pull stitches.
Yep. Well, yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I agree. That's how I used to do it in the beginning. It's just that I'm getting older. My kids are grown and gone, and it's like now I can take the time to actually stick.
Yeah, for sure. You know, it's funny when you say that, because it took me a long time to appreciate the process and not the finished product.
Exactly.
So, it took a long time. I'm like, oh my God, I gotta finish it. I felt bad because I couldn't finish it. It was awful. I would have anxiety, like, oh my God. But now I really, really take my time, and I just like the process now. It is not, and I don't know how to teach my kids that, because my 19-year-old, I obviously taught them how to crochet. It was a process. It was not a good one, but they learned. And then my 19-year-old finally went to YouTube, because we just couldn't. So she was like, oh, half double crochet is really easy. I'm like, I know this, but it's okay. Yep. So she got that. She got that plushy. What is that yarn? That plushy velvety yarn, and she made herself a huge blanket. Huge. And she's like, oh, this is so easy. And she was so obsessed about finishing. She was like, oh, I gotta go buy me another skein. Oh. And she was so obsessed with finishing it that she don't think she really enjoyed the process of making it. Right. And you can't teach somebody that. It's a shame. No, you just can't teach somebody that. But it was a beautiful blanket, and I praised her every moment that she did it. And I gotta tell you, when one of your kids crochets, you're just like, I might not have taught her, but she saw me do it. So, I'm kind of responsible for that.
Yep. I understand.
You're like, I know. She's mine. Kind of for me.
I have a plan. My son's going to be, how old is he going to be? I don't remember. 7 plus 5. Is that right? 25.
Oh, he's still a young.
Oh my gosh, he's going to be 25. Anyway, I have a plan of how I'm going to hopefully get him into crocheting, because my daughter, she knits. And when I taught her how to knit, she's all, I just want to knit one thing and I'm going to learn how to knit it well. And I'm like, okay, whatever, as long as she's willing to try. That's all I was after.
Yeah.
And
that's
she's
awesome.
like, I want to make hats. Okay. And I helped her make, did the chain and made sure that it was a good loop.
Yeah.
Cast on, sorry, because it was knit. So cast on, right. Made sure it was a loop and not a figure 8. That's what I'm trying to say. Make sure it stayed in a line. And I helped her get the first stitches on so that she had the knitting and the purl, because that's how she wanted to do it. And then she got she took it away and she did it, the rest of it herself, with a little bit of help. Hey, I need your help with this. Something's wrong. No problem. We can fix this. And I would walk her through what to do with whatever the issue was. And then she got to the point where she'd gotten into so many inches. She measured it all along, she measured the ribbing, she measured the total length. Okay, Mom, I got it this far. What do I do next? And then I'd bring out the double pointed needles. I don't think I'm ever going to use those. So I showed her how to get it onto the double pointed needles. I showed her how to do it. She sat in my lap and I showed her how to do it. And she's like, okay, and she's trying to hold them. She's like, I don't get it. And I said, honey, I like puzzles, right? She's like, yeah. I said, for me, it was a puzzle. How do I hold the DPNs in my hands and actually knit the stitches too? And she's like, okay. So if I think of it like a math problem, I said, there you go. Because she's much better at math than I am. And so she took off with it and ran, and then she started doing the decreasing, and I'm like, okay, now we do this part. And she'd go sit down somewhere and do it. Okay, now what next, Mom? And I'd help her with and I helped her with 2 or 3 hats that way. And after that, she's on her own. Off and running. She loved it. She did some for Christmas last year because she didn't have a lot of money. And she's like, I've got yarn, I've got needles, I've got know-how.
I had so much fun crocheting for my family. My son, who's 12 now, was not really interested. Like my daughter, my 8-year-old, loves anything I make her, steals everything that I make for myself. But my son was like, eh. And then this last winter, he goes, Mom. I said, yeah. He goes, could you make me a scarf? I'm like, yes, I can. I was so happy. And by the way, I was so engaged in what you were saying, but it was like a foreign language to me. I have no idea about knit at all.
Okay.
I mean, I get the concept. I totally get the round. I've heard people talk about double pointed needles before. Yep. They confuse me. I mean, I get the whole thing of doing it, but then you throw that word in there. I'm like, and I've looked them up because I had to know. And I'm like, no. You're just drawing a crazy line there. I don't know. No. So,
Well,
see, I'm with Trish. There you go. I'm with Trish.
I didn't mean to get that into it. The point was more the story of how she learned and then took off with it on her own. So.
Yeah, no, I had you until you put in that double pointed needle stuff. I'm like, no.
I think she actually uses the small circular needles now when she does the top. Yeah. I don't think she does the DPNs anymore.
Good for her. I mean,
No, she's taking what I taught her and making it her own, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah, no, it's cool. It's cool. So I am having so much fun, but I got to get kids ready.
I like that
tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah, it's 8 o'clock.
Yeah. Yeah, but you know what? Next week they have they have Easter break.
Oh
We'll be
my.
home all the time. I love them gobs, but I work from home now, so I'm having a lot of fun
Yes.
doing that. But oh my gosh, Cheryl, you have been so amazing. Thank you so much for commenting and liking my videos. You have helped me out a lot as well. I mean, I can't tell you much, I mean, enough about what a great experience this YouTube thing is with in the crochet yarn
Awesome.
community.
Yes.
And you know, I thought at first, I don't know if this is how y'all feel, but I felt like and this is gonna sound so dumb. I knew how to crochet, but I felt like I wasn't really in it until I learned how to knit. And I'm like, I'm just not gonna do that. I'm not gonna learn how to knit because I don't want to learn how to knit. I want to learn how to crochet.
Yeah.
So I just so everybody who knits, I like watching them. I like watching their finished projects. But I felt like, am I going to be on the outside because I don't know how to knit and I only know how to crochet? But it was
Oh,
never like
heck
that at
no.
all.
Nope.
Never like that at all. So it's super. I enjoy it a lot. It is. Yeah.
Yep.
But I apologize. So yeah, I got to get these kiddos ready,
I
brushing their teeth,
understand.
get ready for bed. And I have had so much fun. Yes, Madonna, it is, and so are you. So are
Too
you.
true.
And it's so hard for me to get off because I'm having so much fun.
Well, we'll just have to talk again and
That would be
decide when
great.
we want to do it again.
That sounds good. What do y'all think? Y'all think we should
Okay.
do it again? I hope they had
Um,
fun.
from the response from today's responses, I think they liked it.
Awesome. You will never be able to stalk me enough, Cheryl. So, all right, guys, I really appreciate
All
it.
right, Amber, you take care.
Thank you. You have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Bye. I really don't know how to get off.
It's all right. Just a
Oh,
second. Okay. Well, I had fun too, Kay. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being a part of it. And those of you watching on replay, I hope you enjoy Amber and I getting to know each other. Let's just put it that way, and becoming better friends. Thank you all. Take care. Bye.